Well, hi everyone. My name is Gustiagus Putra. My student number is 18120211141. In this section, I would like to explain about my idea on teaching procedure, maybe teaching strategy. Okay, but first, let me change my clothes. Okay, so one, two, yeah, and opening.
Woof.
Um, So the teaching strategy that I would like to introduce to you is this one. Okay, there will be a title in here. I call it as a sequential storytelling. Actually, I don't know whether the name of sequential storytelling is already exists or not, but I think if you are already looking at the implementation of this strategy, it might be exist, but I think it might exist in another name. It's not sequential storytelling because I have done several thoughts about what should I do for giving the name of this strategy, and it just came on my mind that I call it as sequential storytelling. For this teaching strategy, that skill that are going to be taught in this teaching strategy, I just emphasize on writing because this strategy is about maybe teaching text and some listening, and it could be also the reading competency of students. And the next section is the scope of this strategy. I have mentioned that this strategy is an appropriate strategy to teach text. I think it belongs to literature-based learning. And in this case, I would like to implement this strategy on the 10th grade of senior high school. Which material that covered in this strategy is, in this case, is narrative text. If we talk about narrative text, we may talk about how the use of verb to or past as it belongs to the narrative itself. Besides the literature-based approach, I think this strategy is also belongs to the cooperative learning itself, because this strategy I would like to form collaborative students in some groups to do this strategy. And the next section is the implementation of this strategy. For the tools used in my strategy, just use the whiteboard as the material for strategy. So the first step is the teacher forms groups of 10 students in a group. Commonly, class should contain at least 30 students. I think there will be going to be have the three group in this. And then after forming the group, the teacher will give each group a topic to be discussed in their narrative text. I mean, the example of the topic may be a sad dog, a sad frog, a happy frog, just like etc. And then after giving the topic, then teacher told the student to stand up and form a line of 10 to the back of the class. And then after forming a line, each student in a group write sentence according to the topic of the narrative text they should make. So if the group consists of 10 students, there might be 10 sentences. After finishing writing the story, if all students in group already writing their story, and then the group leader will read along the story they have made. Meanwhile, the other group made the summary according to the speaker's story, and then each group will have two summary of the other group. And then after making the summary, the other group give the summary to the speaker's group. Yeah, that I have said before that each group have two summary of the other group. After having the group summary, then the speaker group decide which summary is better. Then if one group is get highest point for the summary, then the group is the winner. And then the next section is the strength, limitation, the suggestion. The most highlighted strength, the strategy that I would highlight is the fun learning. This learning is kind of fun learning by myself. And because it is fun learning, it could be a memorable for students because the students do activities just like they standing and they go to the front of class and they'll write their sentence to form a story that could be a memorable, because it tends to look like a game in this learning, because it is memorable that it might left a positive impressions for students, so that the material that's going to be taught is delivered well. The second is the limitation of this strategy. I think the limitation of this strategy is the time. This is about the time allocated for doing this strategy. I think from the beginning until the end of this strategy implementation is going to take a lot of time, like from a group, and then they write their sentences, they read it, they make summary, decided which one is better. It takes a long time. And then the suggestion, I would suggest that teacher could do this strategy, but they could modify some implementation or some steps in the strategy to make it suitable for the real class situation. Okay, the last one is the closing. So my strategy, sequential storytelling, is about fun learning that could be used for teaching text for students, and I hope that this strategy could be used. So that I wish that if you're a teacher of the audiences who are teacher that could implement this strategy, but you can make it to teach another kind of text, not like what I had explained, that is about narrative text. Maybe you can apply it for another text such as procedure text, report text, or okay. So I think that's all. Thank you for watching my video. Have a nice day.